I just wanted to get on here and do a really quick video of some differences I've noticed in Cricut design space since the latest update or the updates that have gone on this year. I haven't been on here admittedly since a long time. So I thought it'd be interesting to share with you some of the things I've noticed that have changed since about, I want to say, April or March of 2025. It's now October. So to show you what version I'm in, I'm going to click on this three dots, click Help, and then About. And now we see I am in version 9.3x.xx. One of the first things I've noticed is when I click New Project, you'll see that there are options here on the right hand side to select vinyl decal, iron-on t-shirt, gift tag, and blank canvas. I love that they do have these options here. This might have actually been there in April or March, but I'm just paying attention to it now. So I tend to always do blank canvas because I like to do custom SVG files or make my own SVG files. So now I'm going to click blank canvas. And one of the things that I noticed right off the bat is over here on the left hand side, this panel pops out whether you want it to or not, and it'll show you some popular graphics for the current season that you're in. For demonstration's sake, I'm going to stick one of these guys in here for now. I'm going to select an image. And then once that image loads, my little bow, you'll see that it adds to the canvas. And that's just what happens when you add an image to the canvas. So now I'm going to close this panel out, but it does pop up every single time I load something into Cricut Design Space. So for instance, I'm going to load, and click Upload Image, and I'm going to drag a file in here that I'm kind of working on right now, which is the heart lock card. So I'm going to click Continue. I'm tweaking the design of this. And then I'm going to click Upload. And then when it loads, that image panel pops up again, which is kind of annoying because I don't always want it to pop up, and I hate how it shifts my screen to the side. I have a smaller screen. It's maybe about 27 inches, maybe 30, I'm not sure. And I could use as much horizontal real estate. I like that more than up and down. So now I'm going to hide this panel again. And now you see here's my SVG file. I noticed that sometimes now my SVG files that I've been using for a while, sometimes the lines will, or the cut lines will get loaded in white when they used to load in black. So if you're buying an SVG file from me or from someone else, just know that sometimes the lines come in a different color than what they intended. Another thing that I noticed off the bat, other than that panel that keeps popping in and out on the left hand side, is that the menu at the top is a lot more streamlined. So you'll notice that it doesn't show you everything all at once. I don't think it showed you everything all at once before. I think it would gray some things out and show and hide things based on the object you selected. So if I were to click on the bow, you'll see that new items pop up. If I click on my group together SVG file, it's the same thing. If I add in text, I'm just going to add in some quick text really quickly. Hello, friends. In some really simple text, just to, for example's sake. Now you'll see that there are more options. So based on what you're selecting, maybe an image versus text, you'll see different options here at the top. The right hand panel, for the most part, I believe it is the same. So if I click on it, you'll see your tools that we're all used to seeing, and your layers and the order that they're arranged in on your canvas. Let me see, material colors. They have nice little labels here that I believe you can, if you double click on it, can you double click on it? No. It just says what color it is. Sorry, I misspoke. So if you click on layers, back again, if there's a group, if you click on that, you could rename it to whatever you like. So I thought that was pretty cool. So now one of the things, because this menu has been so streamlined, is If I have text and I want to add an offset to it, I no longer see that offset option at the top. To me, offset was one of the things I used a lot because I am a paper crafter, and sometimes I want to make my letters bigger, or I want to stick my vinyl letters to something before sticking it onto a piece of paper. So offset for lettering and also for bow, like if I want to stick this has a bunch of little tiny cuts in it, so I want to make an offset so I have something to stick it to, right? I know, and I know exactly where all the pieces go. So you don't see offset up here, but you do see this little pencil option, which when I click on it, it's called More Tools. And More Tools will give you another panel that pops up to the left, squishing my real estate here in the middle. But it'll give you options based on the object you select here. So in this case, this is an image of a bow. And now I see its position on the screen, which is its layout. I can rotate it here. It's a little bit more flexible than this option here. You know, you can also do this, guys. Let me undo that. So based on what I have selected here, you have this bow. And then here is my offset. I think they've kind of geared it towards like stickers, maybe? I don't know, but because now they have a sticker thing and then they have a warp tool thing. So if I were to click on effects and offset, this is the offset feature that used to be up here. So I'm going to add an offset to it. And then there it is. There's my little offset for my bow. I don't know what the sticker feature does, and I'm not as familiar with warp for image. So I don't know. Let me duplicate this really quick. And let's move my text feature around and click on sticker design and then make them with Cricut access. I'm not going to do this. So you could do die cut and then inner lining. I think they have sticker paper that you could use for to make sure you get the precise cut. So maybe I won't do this right now. Undo, pretend I never talked about it. But if we go to warp, I make it a wow in one click, cut it with Cricut access. You've got perks. Okay, I can warp my bow. Oh, I'm familiar with warping for text, but not so much with images. So that's pretty interesting. I'm going to leave that there because that's fascinating to me. So now I have a warped bow. And then if I have my text, if I were to select my text, let me put my warp bow to the side. If I were to select my text, I could see that there is some alignment type features because now I have text selected. So now they've added the text tools over here on this little left panel. So I guess the more tools has some of the things that used to be up here and now they're here on the left. So you could center it if you have like multiple lines of text. You could wrap your text off and on, which I appreciate. It'll just wrap around. So like if I were to do this, so now see how the wrap automatically turned on. And then I could switch its alignment to like the center and the top. There's actually not a lot of text in here, so it won't show. But anyways, there's some text features here, which used to be here at the top. And I could ungroup the letters, or what's ungroup to lines? Oh, that's cool. So now you could ungroup it to lines. That's interesting. I like that. All right, so here is, I like that because sometimes I have text that's long, but I want to move them to the side like this. That's a cool feature. And then we have the curve, which you can do this. I don't think this is a new feature. And then we have our, my computer's running a little slow, which I like this a lot because you could group it. And then if you have all the other features you see down here, these are the same as what you see here in the layers panel, except for everything is all laid out here as opposed to having to click here and see this. So yeah, I mean, for me, there's also this new Create AI button, which I am not sure how to use this yet. So let's see. Describe your dream image. Enter a few words, and the magic of AI will make your vision come to life. Sunshine and rainbows that smile at me. So let's see what happens when I click that and I generate an image. Let's hang tight. Generation may take up to a minute. So while we're waiting for the generation to load, let's see what I could find. And I guess that's a good thing about this panel. It kind of lets it do its thing while you can play around here. If this is my SVG file, everything looks the same here. And so does this. So as I was poking around on this layers panel, my image did generate. And oh my gosh, look at this. Sunshine and rainbows that smile at me. So now, how do I get this on? If I click on it, it appears. How cute is that? I also noticed that there are these little purple lines that you could see that help align your image to center. And look at that, my custom AI image, sunshine and rainbows that align together. That's actually pretty cool because they are smiling at me. So anyways, this was a totally random, unplanned video of me just playing around with some of the new features or different features in Cricut Design Space. If there's anything you want me to play around with, let me know. Comment down below and I'll gladly make a video like this, and maybe then it'll be more organized. All right, take care. Okay, bye.